cookie, my cookie puss.
Hi, welcome to Word Food with Aurora and Beth. I'm Aurora.
And I'm Beth.
And welcome to Word Food.
Mm-hmm. And you're watching Jackass. Okay, I do think we have to decide. I don't mind if this is in it. Cursing? No cursing? Are we perverts?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're perverts and we're cursing?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're perverts, but we're not cursing.
Honestly, did you see his wing wang? Somehow that's worse. Just say his penis, man.
Very first episode of Worm Food is a mukbang, apparently.
Because I wanted Duncan.
And we tried to do this, and we were really awkward. So we went and got a treat. And now we're warming up. We're warm. We're hot.
Hot and sexy.
Cookie Puss.
Cookie Puss.
Cookie Puss and his green cousin, Pussy.
Yeah. Cookie Pussy.
Cookie Pussy.
A Graveyard Gab. A Graveyard Gab is going to be our first episode right now. But basically, we're just going to yip yap.
Yip, patty whack. Give a dog a bone.
Just about anything.
Why do they call it yiffing? Why do furries call it yiffing?
With the noise they make?
Yiff. That's like when you, like, fuck a furry.
Okay, so I didn't know that.
Oh, why do they call it yiffing? Leave it in the comments.
If you guys are a furry.
If you're a furry. Slay. Actually, you know what?
You know, if you're a furry, leave your persona down in the chat.
Send us pictures. Email us at,
Our days are numbered pod@gmail.com, and I will put it right here.
Email us your deepest, darkest confessions. Send us your persona. Write fan fiction. Not about the two of us, like, together, because that's weird. Yeah. She's married. And... Ooh. Maybe don't write fanfiction about it.
Well, actually, if you have any of the other Bennett sister, or like Leon Kennedy, or like Leon Kennedy in the other Bennett sister, maybe him as Mr. Darcy would be nice. You know, anything crazy like that. What I was saying before that, when we were talking about Graveyard Gabs, it's before we talked about furries, it's basically gonna be this is us just like yapping and just talking about whatever. And then I know our next episode, which we're gonna put out probably next week, if we're, you know, consistent. Sorry, I had to burp. It will be my media. I'm gonna talk about some media.
Postmortem media,
as it's called. I don't know what I'm gonna talk about just yet. I've thrown around the other Bennett sister because I might be obsessed with that. I'm also currently watching Young Sherlock, and if you know what the correlation between those are, I don't want to talk about it.
Don't offend.
My husband put that on for the shout. I was singing El de Roxanne.
El Tango de Roxanne.
I was listening to that because Ian McGregor.
Ewan.
I don't care how to say his name.
Don't call him Ian. That sounds white.
He is white.
I'm talking about you sound white.
Oh. I am white. Sadly.
I ate my grandma.
But he was queuing up other songs, and he was like, "You've been singing this so much," and I just went, "Yeah." I also then proceeded to open up my Google tab, and what was on there? But fan fiction about the other Bennett sister. Yes, sir, it was. Thank God it wasn't explicit. Not that my husband cares that much, but it's like, I don't know, you just don't want anyone else reading your explicit fan fictions, no matter how close you are to them.
Speaking of which, part of our Graveyard Gabs are kind of... I shouldn't talk with my mouth full. That's rude. I'm sorry.
Anyways, our Graveyard Gabs are gonna kind of have a theme, and Aurora got to pick the theme for the first one because we flipped a coin, and I lost.
It's weird hearing you say my first name.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
But I feel like I have to call you Aurora.
Yeah. I mean, it's my name.
Right. But, like, do you want me to call you Rory? Because I don't think you want other people calling you Rory.
You're not allowed to call me Rory. But, if she calls me Rory, who cares? You are not allowed.
You, the non-existent person as of right now. But I really hope the camera's not crooked, but I can't really tell.
If it is crooked, We're cooking. Have you seen our poster?
Me literally like, I can't tell if it's crooked.
Can't tell if it's cricket.
But Aurora got to pick this week's Graveyard Gab topic. Which is, I'll let them introduce it even though they have food in their mouth right now.
Hyperfixations.
Hyperfixations
is what we're going to be talking about today. More or less. We're kind of going to flow into hyperfixations, and then also if we talk about other things, then we talk about other things. Like there's one thing that I was going to say in the car, and then there's something else that I just thought of that I'm going to talk about after I finish eating. I have like 2 or 3 bites left, so like give me a second.
And in that case, I will go back to fan fiction because that right now is what I'm obsessed with. Again, as always, since I was like 12. And speaking of being 12 and into fan fiction, in middle school, which is 6th grade, actually it was 6th grade because I remember this day very, very vividly. I was using my mom's laptop, a blue HP laptop.
The one that you had?
It was not the same computer, like it was the same type of computer. But it wasn't the exact, like I did inherit that computer at one point, but then we got rid of it. And then I bought another version of it.
The one with the Stormtrooper sticker.
Yes. And
so I've experienced this laptop.
I was on it. It's a basic blue laptop. I think my mom was using it for work or something. I don't know exactly. However, she let me on it. And I feel like a lot of people have this experience where they're doing something they shouldn't be doing on the computer. However, this is the day that I learned of the importance of logging out.
Erasing your search history.
I had my considering I was on Wattpad as one does, and I was reading Destiel fanfiction, hardcore porn, at 12. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Either way, I was reading a not safe for children reading 12.
An 18 plus fanfic.
And just closed the laptop and went and did something else. And my mom goes, Beth. She didn't call me that, but I'm not talking about my first name.
Yeah, we can't say your first name on the internet. That is just immediate doxing.
Yeah.
You're the only person in the world with that name.
Anyways, basically she
Bethany.
Goes, Beth, get in here. What is this? Oh, it's just fan fiction. This is hardcore porn. I don't know if she exactly said that, but I do remember being like,
isn't this the same lady who chased you around the house with her box of sex toys?
This was before that happened. This was about a year before that happened.
And then fast forward 6 years, you literally sent her a screenshot saying these 2 people fucked, and then had to come out to her to like downplay it.
Anyways, what I was basically saying is, delete your search history. Don't look up Wattpad on your mom's computer when you have your own phone to access it. And don't have an awkward conversation about Destio porn with your mom.
And speaking of fanfiction...
I thought you were going to say speaking of porn.
Speaking of fanfic porn, I need to have a conversation with the individuals that are in the Resident Evil fandom. Because I personally believe that X-Reader fanfics are a dying art, and I would love to be able to support all of you who are still fighting the good fight and writing X-Reader fanfics, especially for the Resident Evil fandom. However, what I don't understand is why this fandom is so rampant with parent-child incest fanfic, and then also brother-sister incest fanfic. I'm not usually one to yuck someone's yums, but that is disgusting, and it's illegal. So, I just wanna have a chat, I guess. And I just looked over, and your eggs are very floppy. So yes.
I give it about a 3 out of 10. They burnt my shit.
Oh. They burnt my shit.
I really don't know how close I need to hold this.
I know, I keep like...
Hey guys.
I feel like I keep popping my peas and I'm like...
Pussy!
I definitely did just peek the mic doing that.
You said you just peed.
I definitely did just pee.
I definitely did just piss my pants.
Me selling this couch within a month, being like, yeah,
I
just
pissed on it.
You think that would attract more people on Facebook Marketplace?
I think you can get more money from it from a very select amount of people.
$500 and I'll piss on it.
Just for you.
You give me $500 and I will piss on this couch.
Who wants to buy a couch?
It's a power reclining couch and it has like wireless charging. It's a very nice couch. Heavy as shit. Anyway, so what I was gonna say in the car, this was completely off topic from anything that we were talking about earlier. But did you see, so obviously the Artemis 2 mission just went out. Did you see that they discovered a new spot on the face of the moon?
And they named it after the dead
lady?
They
named it after his dead wife. Carol. Shout out Carol.
R.I.P. Carol.
R.I.P. Carol.
God rest your soul.
Yeah, and then they did a floating group hug.
I did see that. Because they were like, oh, what are you going to miss most about being in space? And they said, us being together. And I said, I could never do that. I'd kill someone. They would make a story about me. They'd be like,
murderer on the Artemis 2 rocket.
Yeah.
And then someone commented on the ASMR. Someone commented on the video of that and said, just like how Artemis immortalized her lover in the stars, his lover was immortalized in the moon.
Okay, that made me cry. That made me cry a little bit. Okay.
I genuinely, I was like, because the only man that Artemis ever loved was Orion, and when he died, she immortalized him in the stars.
Right.
Oh,
him and his belt.
Yeah. Sexiest part about a man is his belt.
I was about to say, do you think it was a chastity belt?
It had to be because she was a virgin. She's a maiden.
I thought she was a lesbian.
Since sexuality is so fluid, I think, like, obviously, I've had boyfriends before. I had a pretty serious boyfriend in high school, as serious as a high school relationship can be. Whereas, I'm like, yeah, I did love him. I had love for him. And now I'm a lesbian. So, I think, like, sexuality is so fluid that I think being like, oh, I think she, like, Artemis could very well be a lesbian. But Orion, she did love him at one point.
That's fair.
Yeah. But,
we gotta get off this topic because I can't think of anything else to say.
Okay.
We had to cut out, y'all are gonna see the cut, and it's because I don't know how to explain.
We talked for 10 minutes, and we were talking about sexuality, and it turned very controversial very quickly.
Where
it kind of sounded like we were talking about, like, you can choose, like, it almost sounded like we were like, you could choose to be gay, but obviously you can't. That's not what we mean. And then
and I think in reality, if there's any part of that left in, which I don't think there will be, I think I'm gonna cut it off. I really mean that I chose to be gay. In reality, I think I should just say
it was a choice for you.
Yeah, it was.
Whereas I have freaked myself out to the point of falling into the lesbian umbrella somehow.
But I think it's just because I'm pansexual, and so I like anyone, and not pansexual,
you're panromantic,
asexual, and so I have no sexual feelings for anyone and romantic feelings for everyone.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to like.
It's hard for you to like
understand other people sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
that's also just the autism.
But it really, like, again, like I said, I don't think I'm gonna leave any of it in because I feel like I had to talk myself all the way to it's me.
Yeah.
It's me.
So you can find me. Okay, so speaking of autism.
Autism. Okay, let's maybe not tell everyone I have autism because I'm not diagnosed.
There are autistic genes in your family.
Yes.
And you display a few traits that we make fun of you for. Not in an ableist way, but in a Beth.
It's just my personality.
We make fun of Beth because we don't like her. No, but I have ADHD. I actually have diagnosed ADHD. So my fixations tend to be very hyper, which leads us into discussions of hyperfixations.
Do we want to identify. What's the word I'm looking for? Define hyperfixations.
You're the one who has the phone over here, so
yeah, I can
look up the clinical definition.
Okay, I'm going to give you the definition of a hyperfixation before we start. Hyperfixation is an intense, all-consuming focus of a specific activity, topic, or item, often seen in ADHD or autistic individuals.
So currently, my general hyperfixation right now is Resident Evil. Everything Resident Evil. But specifically, I've been playing a lot of Resident Evil 4. Like, it's open on my computer behind me. I don't even know if you can see it.
No, but you know what we can see? The Christmas tree.
It's April.
Yeah.
I just haven't wanted to take it down. It makes me happy. That's also my ADHD. Or I'm like, it brings me joy, and if I take it down, it's gonna make me really sad.
That's fair.
Also,
where are you gonna put it?
I have the box.
But yeah, but where are you gonna store it? Right where it is?
In there.
Is there room in there?
That's where the box is.
Oh. I don't be snooping around your apartment. Anyways,
you never
Resident
come over.
Evil 4. Touche.
So, Resident Evil 4. I've been playing a lot of Resident Evil 4. I played it all the way through, and then the next day I started over. Because when I first played it, I had never played a Resident Evil game before. I've only ever watched them. So I got to the Verdugo fight, and I had to drop down my difficulty because I kept dying, and I was getting really, really mad. Which, I already told you this, but I honestly don't know if you even remember. I got to the Verdugo fight again, and I didn't die at all this time. But I did keep running out of ammo.
And, I do think you told me about this, yeah.
And I was shooting it in the head over and over and over and over again. And it kept, like, normally in that fight, you shoot him a few times and he disappears. He, like, goes into the wall. And you have time to, like, run around and go and get ammo. He would not leave me the fuck alone. He was up my ass. And literally, my neighbor, I swear to God, my neighbor hates me. I have turned into my screaming neighbor.
Yeah.
I do not miss that lady. But, I kept being like, leave me alone! Because he genuinely, I would turn around, he would be in my face. And I would have to pull out my TMP. I barely get enough ammo to fire any round into him. And then I had to keep switching, it was barely giving me any resources. So, all the ammo that I was getting was my handgun ammo. And my handgun is, like, my least powerful weapon. And so I was just firing handgun shots into him, and I kept just being like, please just die. And, like, there is an option to run around and, like, escape after, because you're fighting him while you're waiting for the elevator to come down, because you had to restore power to this, like, abandoned laboratory underneath the castle, the Salazar castle. And there is an option to, like, as soon as the cutscene saying that the elevator got there comes up, you can just, like, beeline straight for it. But I was like, no, I'm gonna kill this bastard just to prove to myself that I can do it, because it made me drop my difficulty last time. So I was like, you know what? No, I'm just gonna fucking do it. I did not have a single bullet on me when I finally killed him. And then the next section, I was just running around looking for stuff, like avoiding all of the ganados and stuff, because I was like, I don't have anything. I was on, like, my last bit of health, had no heal items, and I was like, God damn! But, yeah, the entirety of Resident Evil 4, you never get any ammo in that. You can look, I don't care. You never get any fucking ammo in that game. I'm like,
sorry.
I'm running around, I'm, like, looking for stuff. I have no ammo for any of my guns. My shotgun, I always have to craft shotgun ammo if I have any resources available, because if I don't get shotgun ammo. And I'm like, I need to use my shotgun, because obviously It's one shot to the head and that fucker is gone. The Ashley section, scary as shit. Genuinely, like, I texted you that the Verdugo section when I first experienced it was giving me so much anxiety. The Ashley section, 10 times worse. Like, you're literally running through a library that is pitch black and you're being chased by suits of armor that have the plaga in it, and which the plaga is what is making the villagers follow this cult, right? It's basically like a bug.
Okay.
It's literally a bug that gets injected into you. Leon and Ashley both get injected and they have to be cured.
Right.
So you're being chased around by these suits of armor that have the plaga in them, and it's literally like this grotesque, fleshy kind of like thing that's in there, and it's so fucking scary. You get hit once as Ashley, you die, obviously, because she's the president's daughter and she doesn't know how to work a gun, which I feel like is bad planning on the president's part.
I agree.
It's turning off.
Sorry, the TV is right behind the camera and it keeps flashing and I keep looking at it.
Yeah. So that entire section, terrifying. You can stop them by holding out this blue flame lantern that she has, but there is like a challenge / achievement in the game where technically there is a way to get through Ashley's entire section without using it. I have not been able to do that because it scares me. Genuinely, I'm like, no, these things can't be moving when I'm running through here. I'm also just not great at the game, so I don't know if I'll be able to get that achievement. Yeah, overall, just Resident Evil 4 has taken up a lot of my time and my energy and my focus. Another thing that I've been hyperfixated on though is my 600-pound life. Specifically, there's this one channel that I watch. Big Craig.
Mm-hmm.
He does content on my 600-pound life, like breaking down entire episodes. And I hate his accent. I hate his accent, but I think that's just me being a stupid American talking about that. Where he literally, he's British. I don't know where exactly he's from, but he does say, like, cookbook. He says cookbook. And I'm like, I'm gonna punch you in the face.
Sorry, the only thing I could think of was Cookie Opus. He said, I hate his accent. And I said, oh, Cookie Opus.
How,
everyone take a shot every time you hear me say Cookie Puss.
I'm gonna fucking black out.
Alright.
He does have, like, a couple of bad takes, and I do feel kind of like sometimes he'll say something that I'm like, damn, just because they're fat doesn't mean that you can talk to them like that. But then again, these people are like killing themselves, and 9 times out of 10 they do die because of, like, they just don't put forth any effort to follow the diet or like exercise at all. But still, sometimes I'm just like, damn, that also might just be me being fat, where I'm like, don't talk to me like that. And I'm like, this is about me. I'm like, I'm projecting. Like, is this fucking play about us? Do you see that the new season's coming out for that?
Yeah.
And it's taking place after high school?
2 or 3 years later when they're in college.
Yeah. And I'm like,
I didn't even watch the first 2 seasons.
Me either. I'm like, does Sydney Sweeney marry Jacob Elordi?
Euphoria.
Yeah, we're talking about Euphoria, sorry.
Never seen it.
It's like, does Sydney Sweeney actually marry Jacob Elordi in that show? What are their names? Cassie? I don't know. Again,
Cassie is right for Sydney Sweeney's character. Jacob Elordi plays...
I'm trying to think of Zendaya's line, where she's like, you've been fucking Nate. His name is Nate. You've been fucking Nate behind her back. Whatever. I think we can move on to yours. My next note is crazy.
I know, I was looking at that.
Get Beth to explain catching Brent.
So, do you want me to talk about that, or do you want to talk about my hyperfixation?
You can talk about your hyperfixation.
I guess not really my hyperfixation.
You can talk about the other Ben and sister.
Yeah. Basically, the BBC, which is the British Broadcasting Company, came out with a short series, a mini series about the other Bennett sister, which is a spin-off book of Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice. It is about Mary Bennett, who is the third oldest sister, so she's right in the middle. There's Jane and Elizabeth, which Pride and Prejudice is about, and then there's Mary Bennett, and then there's Kitty and Lydia Bennett. And so basically the whole story is about the other Bennett sister, because in Pride and Prejudice, Mary Bennett is brought up very, very little. I recently just read Jane Austen's book, Pride and Prejudice, last week, and I started the other Bennett sister book last week and have not finished it yet. But I did watch the whole series. Yes, we were in the United States. I'm not going to talk about that.
Pirated.
Arg.
Rated ARG.
It is so good. I did see all of the clips on TikTok first, found out what happened, and then proceeded to watch it because I have a problem.
I've just been seeing clips and listening to her talk about it, so I also know what happened.
Basically,
is that Mr. Right?
Oh, it's such a good show. I don't even know, like, I'm gonna do a whole episode on, like, explaining it, but I can't decide if I want to let Aurora watch it first and then explain it. All I gotta say is, was I obsessed with the song Wait For Me? Wait For It?
Wait For Me.
Wait For Me.
Wait For It is, sorry, I said that outside of the mic. Wait For It is Hamilton.
You're right.
Wait for it. I am the one thing in life I can't control. I am inimitable.
Leslie Jordan?
I am original.
What's his name?
Leslie Odom Jr.
Leslie Jordan is R.I.P. Leslie Jordan.
R.I.P. lesbian. That's what you just said.
R.I.P. the lesbian. He was a lesbian. Well, that's a controversial take. We're gonna cut that out. Anyways,
hot take. He was a lesbian.
He was a gay man.
Yeah. Same thing. I'm kidding.
Anyways, what I was saying about the other Bennett sister is I was obsessed with, as a lot of people on TikTok, at least the TikToks that I see, which might be my whole For You page, with the song Wait For Me in Hadestown.
Classic.
Sung, specifically the Irish version, sung by Donald Finn.
Yeah, Donald Finn.
As someone who's obsessed with him, I should know his name. Do not.
You keep calling him Donald.
Donald. Cookie Puss. Change
Donald Finn. Shout out. Change your name to Cookie Puss.
Cookie
legally. Cookie Opus. Yeah, because he's Irish.
Because he's Irish. Yeah.
Oh, pussy.
Anyways, basically, I don't know where I was going with this. The only thing I could think of is Cookie Puss.
All I can think about is pussy.
Anyways, I was obsessed with the song Wait For Me from Hadestown, sung specifically by Donald Finn. I want to call him Donald Fish. I'm so... by Donald Duck.
Imagine Donald Duck starring as Orpheus in Hadestown.
This is gonna get cut out because I'm terrified of this man finding this. He is a niche creator, like a niche, like, internet persona that is on the internet lurking, and I'm terrified that if I put this out on the internet, he's gonna call him Donald.
Insert that one video of Shamar Moore. I'm lurking and I'm waiting.
I see you, baby girls. What is it? Oh my god, I gotta find that now.
That video, and then that one picture of him where he's like creeping up on him.
But basically,
do you look malnourished? Sorry, I heard Dr. Now's voice on your For You page, and Dr. Now is fucking insane. Like, he's such a nice dude, but also he'll be like, she's like, I don't want to get malnourished.
Baby girls, I see your comments, ladies, and they make me smile. I'm lurking and I'm stalking when you least expect it. But lately, I've just been taking care of my business and getting my grind on. But I promise you, I'll be back to play and get my flirt on.
I'm lurking and I'm stalking you when you least expect it.
I promise I'll be back.
But Dr. Now will be like, I don't want to get malnourished, because they'll be on like a 1200 calorie, 800 calorie diet. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, do you look malnourished? Anyway, back to the other Bennett sister.
Anyways, back to Donald Duck. Wait for me.
Goofy.
Anyways,
Goofy would be your Missy. Not even Daisy.
I almost said Zoinks. So I can think of
That's Shaggy.
Raggy. Anyways, obsessed with the song "Wait for Me" from Hadestown by Donald Finn. Donald. I'll never say that man's name right. And I don't have an Irish accent, so I can't, like, I was gonna pretend to have an Irish accent, and I don't. I can't. I don't even know what they sound like. Irish people don't exist. Anyways, it's only St. Patrick's Day, that's when they're around.
That's a controversial take.
Anyways, and then I didn't know who sang it because I am not a musical theater nerd. No matter how many times I have referenced a musical, in this episode already,
Don't you hate musicals?
Don't say that. We cannot put that on the internet.
But it's true.
I love musicals. I don't like TV. I am very picky about things that I consume. I love people who can sing, but I also hate people who can sing. Oh.
But my favorite movie is Mamma Mia, and every time I offer to let you watch Mamma Mia with me, you're always like, I hate musicals. It's like, you don't want to look at Meryl Streep for 2 hours?
I've come to realize that I just hate movies. And it's not musicals. It's actually
autism.
I just don't like. That's like, I don't know what to do with myself, and it's like
I can't lock in that long.
my husband hates that I can't just like sit and watch something. Well, we were watching Young Sherlock together, and I was like crocheting, or I was on my phone playing a game. He was like, "You're not paying attention to this," and I said, "I know exactly what's happening. I'm clocking it. I know who's on the TV.
I'm lurking and I'm stalking when you least expect it."
But basically, so I then watched The Other Bennett Sister, and I'm texting Aurora about, like, I'm obsessed with Tom Hayward from The Other Bennett Sister. And I like kind of sort of Googled him as like just to kind of see, and everyone kept calling him Matt something with a C, and I was like, oh yeah, this is his name or whatever. His name is Matt. And then
we were at work, and she goes, "Yeah, this guy," and I went, "That's Donald Finn."
Because I went, oh yeah, he played Orpheus in Hadestown, and Rory goes, no one named Matt played Orpheus in Hadestown, and I said, well,
I am a musical theater nerd.
I was like, well, that's what people are calling him. Come to find out, that's his character in some other show that I have not seen, and everyone kept calling him that for some reason. I don't know. So then that was a whole thing.
Some bored individual. Sorry.
Some bored individuals posting all my old Musically
talking about the people who have played Orpheus. I was like, Jordan Fisher, and then some bored individual. Anyway,
it doesn't also help that now my whole For You page is Hadestown.
Yeah.
Or The Other Bennett Sister. This man is.
We were listening to the Hadestown soundtrack at work, and I started crying.
Yeah, but I was talking about, what was I talking about?
You were talking just about Donald Finn. You were like, you were texting me about him.
You're like, your hyperfixation is The Other Bennett Sister, when in reality it's that man.
Yeah.
And I've succumbed to the white man of the month. This is my first time. Thanks for inviting me to the club, and I don't know. It's okay, I guess. It's not very fun.
Yeah.
Because every waking moment, I have a husband. I love my husband.
Shout out Mikey.
Every waking moment, I'm thinking about something, and it always Cookie Puss. Which, by the way, I keep bringing up because I watched a video of the Young Sherlock cast eating Fudgy the Whale, which is Cookie Puss's counterpart from Carnival Ice Cream.
Is it Caravel ice cream?
I think it's Carnival.
I feel like it's Caravel.
It might be Caravel.
Like
I might be dyslexic.
We knew.
I might be a little
we
dyslexic.
knew. You've been saying Carnival all day, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's Caravel, but
it's Caravel.
Yeah,
it's Caravel. There's no I.
Yeah.
Oopsies.
There's no N in it either. Anyway,
Speaking of my husband, I do have a hall pass, and it is Jackson Wang.
that's your only hall pass? I feel like anyone, Mikey would be like, whatever.
I feel like if
Bang Chen.
we talked about, I don't know if it's in there because I don't know exactly what I cut out, but we talked about me being asexual, and so I think it's very interesting that, like, if there was really actually a person that I wanted to have sex with, my husband would probably be like, "Are you okay?
Are you sick? Did something happen?
What is happening here?"
What's going on at home? He lives with you. What's
Literally.
going on at home?
Literally. Let's talk about
Explain
catching print.
explain catching print to me.
Basically, a girl on the internet, she was talking about, men, like, I wish we could clock men like they do with our bodies. So, like, these guys are always talking. I like to equate it to seeing a man in a big truck and going, that man has a tiny penis.
Yeah.
But in reality, you can do that, and that's what catching print is.
Oh,
and it's basically just looking at their crotch and going, and there's a diagram. So basically, this girl made this TikTok, and this gay guy responded to it. And he said, let me teach you about catching print, and even showed a diagram. There's a full diagram of basically, like, I wish I would have done more research on this. But basically what I know about it is, if you look at the print of his penis on his pants, and it is halfway through his fly or down, that's a B down, like B, C, D, like depending on where it is. If it's above that, so like near the button of his fly, or you can't see it at all, it's an A cup. It's essentially equating it to cups for women.
Okay.
And there's like a whole diagram.
But don't different guys tuck it differently? Because I mean, I don't have a penis. I don't know how to put a penis away. But don't you have to, like, either you can, like, tuck it down, or you can, like, put it up towards the band of your underwear or whatever?
So most guys, from what I know, again, don't have a penis. But they only tuck it in their waistband if they are hard.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I have the hiccups. But they can technically tuck it to the right or to the left, but unless they're tucking it between their cheeks, like a drag queen does, you can still see it.
Okay.
And of course, like, a lot of men have been complaining, like, oh, but what about growers? What about growers, not showers? Okay, and what about it?
Right. Maybe I'm a grower and not a shower.
Like, and what about it? I don't know. It's supposed to be kind of like yep. This is such a chaotic video. I know we were like, oh, it's gonna be yip yapping about everything, or
this is going to be what a Graveyard Gab is,
and it's literally, there's no flow.
When we get to, like, postmortem media, it's going to be so structured that it's going to be insane. Even then, I feel like we're going to go off on tangent.
I'm going to be so honest. I might cut out the part about talking about Donald Finn, because I don't want to talk about that man right before talking about catching print. Please.
New video idea: catching print on famous celebrities.
Okay, TikTok.
Yeah,
and I'll actually, like, show you the diagram.
Catching print on Leon Kennedy. I know
that man's an F cup.
I was gonna say that man's average.
It's not the length, it's what you do with it. And Leon Kennedy's just hot, so
yeah, he doesn't have to do anything.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm uncomfortable with this conversation.
You remember when I said I was asexual?
And I just don't like talking about sex.
And yet you're a pervert.
Yeah.
Y'all know that clip from Bob's Burgers where he's giving, oh my god, what's his name? Their handyman.
You're the one who's watched this show.
I know, and I can't remember his name.
I'm thinking of the Family Guy clip where he's like, I have 30 cents, do something to me. I love you.
You know what's crazy? It's about change. He goes, here's your change. Pervert. I'm no pervert. It's hilarious.
I love you. I want to take you away from all of this. I wonder how Petra Pascal's doing.
Doesn't he have a boyfriend now?
Yes. Raphael?
This was supposed to be about hyperfixations, and I decided to cut mine out. And I'm dead quiet during yours.
You are dead quiet during mine.
My brain just, like, shut off, and you were talking, and I was like,
You do that a lot when you're trying to retain information, though. Which I do the exact same thing, where I'm like, I have to lock in, or I'm not gonna remember.
or else this is not gonna.
And guess what? I forget anyway. I sit there and I'm like, I know exactly what you're talking about. 2 days later, do you remember when? No. An hour later, no, I don't remember actually. We were having a conversation. This is like also completely off topic, but we were having a conversation earlier this week about the Bible, right? And I had an idea where I was like, something is making noise in this apartment.
I heard it. I
don't know what's going on. It's the ghost. But I was like, I want to examine the Bible from a purely literary perspective, and I want to do a breakdown on it and point out some common misconceptions. I was going to bring one up to you, and then we were like, we have to save this for the pod. So a lot of times people will obviously say, like, oh, Lucifer is the ruler of hell, whatever, right? But, like, I saw a TikTok, I can't even remember who it was by, and a lot of what they were saying, so I'm going very purely based off of memory, so forgive me if I say anything wrong. But, Lucifer is, the main, like, prisoner of hell. He doesn't rule over hell. He's being tortured alongside you. Because, him and the other angels who were involved in the war against, like, which one is it? Michael, Gabriel, whichever one. When Lucifer was like, oh, well, I can't remember if it was either, like, God was like, you have to love the humans more than you love me, and Lucifer was like, I don't love anyone more than I love you.
Yeah.
Or if it was like, Lucifer wanted the power that God had. But I do know that Lucifer is being tortured right alongside you. There's no one, like, hell was created to punish those angels who revolted. And, slash loved God, whatever. And people are like, Lucifer is the ruler of hell, Satan's the ruler of hell. Ruler of hell. We live in the Bible Belt. So any experience that we have with people talking like that sounds like that. Satan's the ruler of hell. But he's like the main prisoner.
I thought I turned it off, my bad.
But like he's the main prisoner. Mm-hmm. And he's being like subjected to some of the worst torture.
Yes. And I don't know, so I was raised, not kind of sort of raised, I wasn't really raised Baptist. I will be honest, after I turned 7, my family did not go to church ever, really.
And I was raised kind of Catholic.
Yeah, so Baptist and Catholic.
I went to CCD up until I was like 10 years old, and then we also never went to Mass, really.
Like, we stopped going. Like, my family, I'll be honest, if any of, like, my extended family sees this, they're racist.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. At least it's not like Catherine's family.
Well, we can not talk about that.
Okay.
Anyways, basically, my knowledge of the Bible is very limited because I did not pay attention in any of it. And at a very young age, I decided, fuck that shit. So.
Yeah, and I just can't remember.
But on top of that, the whole reason that people say that it all stems from the Adam and Eve story where Satan, Lucifer, was the snake and
seduced Eve,
right, to eating the apple. Yeah. When in reality, when you think a little bit harder about it, people talk about why did God put the apple there to tempt them?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why did he, or the apple, I should say the fruit. It's not really an apple, but everyone says it's an apple. Why would he put the forbidden fruit there if
he didn't want them to eat it?
Yeah.
Like he could have just, he could have just kept it away.
But that's the same thing when people talk about, I think it's very consistent throughout the religion that he puts temptation out into the world. Why wouldn't he just accept everyone? If he loves us so much, why wouldn't he just accept us?
Right, and that was in that TikTok that I was telling you about with the, like, talking about Lucifer. His main point was, why would God send us to hell for mm-hmm. not loving him?
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, oh, if you don't, basically, like, we're pretty like atheist, agnostic, whatever. We don't really follow religion. I have a lot of like trauma from religion. And they're like, well, if you don't love God, you're gonna go to hell and you're gonna burn in hell forever. I'm already gonna burn in hell forever according to them because I'm gay, so it doesn't actually matter to me.
Well, not if you're Baptist, because if you're Baptist and you just ask God to forgive you for being gay, then you can go to heaven still.
If I just ask God to forgive me, like if I go to confession and I get forgiven, but still they're like, you're gonna go to hell, and I'm like, I already asked for forgiveness. But I digress. But he's like, why would he send us to hell for not loving him if he loves us so much?
Yep.
Like, that just sounds like pure narcissism.
Yep.
And I'm like, like, yeah. I'm like, I do get into spirals where I'm like, I need to find my faith again. That's also because of my ADHD and my, like, religious trauma. But I'm like, maybe I should, like, doing this, like, analyzing the Bible from a purely literary standpoint. I also kind of want to see what the Bible has to say to me, because it's always up to interpretation, right? And I'm like, maybe this could help me find my faith again, but at the same time, I don't really know if I would want to find that kind of faith again if there are so many people involved who just actively hate me for existing.
Yeah.
Which, obviously, my relationship with God is no one else's business. But if I don't feel comfortable walking into a place of worship where I'm supposed to feel safe, then what's the point?
Even as, like, and I'm going to say this, clearly, we're two white women.
Yeah.
And I put that in the most, like, vague sense of those words. But, like, when you look at us, we're two white women.
Yeah.
There's never been, like we said, we're in the Bible Belt. There has never been a church that I've been to. I've been to churches down here. I know I said, like, we didn't go to church, but my parents tried to get us to go to church. Every single church down here in the Bible Belt has been full of nothing but hatred.
Yeah.
And I don't even mean for gay people. I mean for anyone who walks in. Like, if you are not raised in that church, they hate you.
Yeah.
At least the ones that I've been to. I've never been to I didn't go to a Catholic church around here. There's only one that I can think of when we went with a middle school / high school friend, and they had a female preacher. And that was the only church. Every other church that I went to that had a male, like, pastor, preacher, whatever you want to call them, they all, like, hated everyone.
Yeah. I mean, Catholic churches, people tend to just mind their business. Like, you don't look at anybody, you don't talk to anybody unless you're doing the moment of peace, whatever, where you literally, like, just shake hands and you say peace be with you. And if you get lucky, sometimes you'll be sat next to some older, like, very sweet couple where, like, you can give Catholicism all the shit in the world. I will. But it is more, I don't know, like, it does feel more like, I think the structure helps. Where, like, I've been to Baptist and Methodist churches growing up. My grandparents are Baptist, so that's the kind of church that I have the most experience in. And they're, like, friendly to an extent.
Yep.
And then, like when I would go to church with my grandparents, they were nice to me because they knew my grandparents.
Yep.
But when we went to church with one of our friends from when we were growing up, they were always very friendly to an extent.
Yeah.
Where, like, one thing that, like, you would say one thing
that would be like,
that would kind of, like, give a hint as to something about you, whether it was, like, your personal beliefs outside of the church or something like that. Yeah. And then all of a sudden they were acting weird, and which was crazy to act like with 13-year-olds.
I agree. I don't mean to, like, get us off this topic. We are just constantly having the most controversial takes. We're talking about so much controversial stuff.
Welcome to Warm Food.
We talked about, I talked circles around calling people saying sexuality is fake.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh yeah, and also church people suck. And it's like,
church people here suck.
They're assholes.
In our specific town, they really do suck.
Yeah.
But then again, I also just like kind of hate the people here.
I will say, and I will say another thing.
The horse race from the
The
dead.
horse. We should have a segment about that. Beating the dead horse. Anyways,
Beth loves to beat horses.
I love beating dead horses. I was gonna say preachers' kids. I feel like the problem I also had was because it was such a small, like, churches. I never went to huge churches. I've been to one mega church, and I only went once, and my parents were like, we're never going back there again. And I said, that's fine with me. It was terrifying. We were in stadium seating. Anyways, but the other churches I went to,
This is a bit of lore that I don't know about you.
I'll cut this out. You cut this out.
That's fucking crazy.
Anyways,
I feel like you should cut back as soon as I just, like, my jaw drops.
So basically,
did you know my dad used to work here? Sorry.
we have a running joke. Basically, my dad kind of worked everywhere, which is great.
Her dad was Barack Obama.
Her dad's white.
I was about to say, actually, maybe cut that out. Maybe that's not a PC joke. Her dad was the president of the United States at one point.
Yeah, we're gonna go with that.
Everywhere we pass, like every single building, she's like, "Did you know my dad used to work there?" I'm like,
my parents used to work at Walmart, and that's where they met.
And like a few years ago, when we had first moved in together, she said it, and I went, "Yeah, anywhere that like you could tell me that your dad was the president of the United States, and I would fucking believe you because he's worked everywhere. So now he's the president of the United States."
But
shout out, Dad.
But basically, what I was saying was, the smaller churches, the preachers' kids somehow, like, there was never any kids my age, so it was either kids that were younger than me by like 5 or 6 years. So I was like 12, 13, and they were like 6, or they were my sister's age, which she's 3 years older than me.
Didn't your sister marry a preacher's kid?
Yes. And then he cheated on her.
Shout out
to the preacher's kids out there who are assholes. I've never met a preacher's kid that I liked. Ever. They're always manipulative, secretive, and, like, overall, the worst people, which is so funny to me. And I understand, like, the concept of strict parents equals bad kids. But also...
email us if you think that you break the mold.
Yeah, like, if you're a preacher's kid, and I will say... And maybe it's different. I can say this specifically for Christian, like, preacher kids.
That's all the experience that we have. Like, obviously, we don't know anything about other religions. We're very open-minded to other religions.
I was going to say Christianity around here. Of course, we're in America, so, like, it's huge. Yeah. And we live in even though it's... I wouldn't say we live in a predominantly white area, but we live in
a predominantly black area, actually.
Yes, but they're all Christians.
Yeah.
So, like, it's not like...
Black church is great, though. Every black church that I've ever been to has been incredible.
I've never been to one.
Like, one time that I very, like, vividly remember was for a funeral. One of my mom's best friends, her dad had passed away. And she was black. She still is.
Yeah, that'll do it.
But we went to the funeral to, like, obviously support her, and first of all, it was such a beautiful celebration of life, and everyone there was so friendly and welcoming, and all they wanted to do was, like, express their love for life and for the Lord and this person who they loved very dearly who passed away. And it was beautiful. And, like, I was young. I was like 12 or 13. And I was like, damn. But I would feel weird about going to a black church. I would feel like I was trying to colonize or something.
You know that picture of the guy in the kimono? The white guy in the kimono?
There are a lot of them.
There's one specific one where people are like, this is what I feel like whenever I walk into an Asian market. And that's what I feel like. Appropriation. But like I said, I've never been to one. I've only been to predominantly white churches. Granted, I think I've been to, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is starting to get a higher number now that I'm thinking about it. Maybe 6 churches. Most of them are white people. And I've hated every single experience.
Yeah.
And I will say, I want you, if you are a preacher's kid and you're like, oh, I break the mold on that. I'm so good. be really real with yourself, because
I do think self-reflection in general is very healthy, but also, like, there are certain, like, obvious stereotypes that pretty much everybody falls into.
Yeah.
That you're like, you really have to kind of look inward and analyze, make sure, like...
And I think, I will say, the thing I think makes... It's okay to be a bad person. People are, you know... And that sounds, like, so weird to say, but, like, people are bad. Like, inherently, people make choices that are bad, and shit's gonna happen.
We've made plenty of bad choices.
The difference is if you accept them. If you go, no, I'm a good person, and then you're a bad person in reality, that makes you a worse person. But if you're a bad person, you go, yeah, sometimes, you know, I have this vice, or, you know, whatever, and you go, but, you know, that's just me. You don't even necessarily have to be trying to fix it. I will be honest with you. If you're like, ah, shit, you know, I steal, and I'm not trying to fix that, I'd go, okay, so I'm just gonna keep my stuff away from you. But thank you for telling me.
I guess.
Yeah, like, I'm not gonna...
But also, I'm calling the police.
No, I'm not. Depending on who you're stealing from. Okay, so basically I'm talking about myself. So, in reality, I think this whole thing is just me making hot takes about myself.
And with that, I think we should probably wrap this up. I feel like we've...
Okay, so we've hit all the hot takes we
can... We've gotten into some shit today.
This was supposed to be about hyperfixations. We started talking about religious trauma and sexuality.
I mean, those...
And you talked about Resident Evil 4 for, like, maybe, like, 20 minutes max. And I talked about Donald Duck and Cookie Puss. But next time, I'm going to be talking about, let's see, I think I'm going to do Pride and Prejudice. I think I'm actually going to talk about just the regular Pride and Prejudice. I might talk about the book and the 1995 BBC British Broadcasting Company version of the story, because that's my favorite personally. And I've not watched the 2005 one, and I will not watch the 2005 one. And we're gonna come out. I'm gonna come out with a vlog. I think we're doing
podcast episode on Monday and then vlog on Friday.
I think so.
Yeah.
So I'll come out with my vlog. It's gonna be very boring.
Since I hosted this week, this is Beth's week for a vlog, so make sure to keep up on our YouTube channel. Just same name as here, Worm Food. To make sure that you see that. You can follow us on Instagram and TikTok. It's just Worm Food Pod.
And I'll put the links in the description so that way you can see it. And also the email I'll put in the description.
Email us your deepest, darkest confessions. Email us.
Yeah, we were supposed to do that.
Yeah.
But I guess we kind of did that already, talking about
our deepest, darkest confessions.
This is actually...
sexuality is a choice. And if you're Christian, you're bad.
Sexuality is my choice. I get to choose everyone's sexuality. And everyone's gay.
Email us your deepest, darkest confessions. Email us asking for advice, funny stories, anything you want. It's just ourdaysarnumberedpod@gmail.com.
Which that was going to be the name, and then we decided not to go with that.
Yeah, and we don't feel like making a new email because it's a lot of work.
Yeah,
so, but ourdaysarnumberedpod@gmail.com. Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, we're going to kind of keep on every other week, or every week is going to be a podcast and a vlog.
Yes.
And we're going to try to post some TikToks. I'm kind of in charge of that, and
I still have to make our YouTube channel.
I made it.
Oh. You knew I wasn't going to do that.
Basically going to be doing, I'll put a thing up here. It's going to be, Mondays are going to be the podcast. Every other week, one of us is going to host. This week is Aurora. Next week will be mine. Next week will be Aurora. The week after will be Aurora. And then the next week will be mine again. And we're going to kind of go back and forth between, for whichever episode. So I don't think we're gonna try to space out the Graveyard Gabs and the media as best as we can. But if one of us doesn't feel like doing research, we might just come back and yap.
Yeah.
I think it's probably going to be the easiest way to do it.
So I guess it's going to be a gab at the start of the month, followed by 2 postmortem medias, and then we're going to end out the month with another gab.
Yeah.
And then start over from there, I guess.
Pretty much.
But we are alternating hosting.
Yeah.
So next vlog, next week, we'll be back with Beth's Pride and Prejudice talk, and I have to start research on my postmortem media.
Right.
Pretty much right after you leave. Which means I have to start playing Resident Evil 0 immediately.
And I have to write my whole thing about Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah.
Because I could technically talk about it, but I want to make sure I have everything right. And I will say, I do already have most of my post media. That's what we're calling it, right?
Postmortem media.
Postmortem media planned out for the next couple of them. But if there is anything you want to see us talk about specifically, definitely leave it in the comments or put it in your email if you email us. Or DM us.
Right now, outside of YouTube, we are only uploading the podcast to Spotify because I'm not smart enough to figure out Apple Music right now.
And I don't feel like doing it.
So, my postmortem media for this month is going to be starting to explain the entire Resident Evil lore / timeline to Beth. So pretty much as soon as you leave, I'm probably still going to be playing Resident Evil 4, but I am going to play Resident Evil 0 at some point. We're going to start with 0 and 1. And I'll explain all of that to you.
And I will say, I think what's gonna be the most interesting about this, I know we keep trying to wrap it up, and I'm just gonna keep yapping.
Mm-hmm.
But what's gonna be most interesting is to see who can keep up, because I'm gonna be talking heavily about Pride and Prejudice and its connotations, and then you're gonna go, and then here's some zombies.
Yeah. And then after we both finish our separate topics, I just dropped my mic. After we both finish our separate topics, we're gonna both read Pride and Prejudice and Zombies and do a review on it.
Yeah, we're gonna do like kind of like a book club? Book club where we
outside of our other book club,
yeah,
where we are currently reading Project Hail Mary. I haven't started.
Me neither.
Anyway, once again, follow us on Instagram and TikTok at WormFoodPod. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is just going to be the same name as here, WormFood. Where this week you can look forward to Beth's vlog. Follow us on Spotify. Listen to us on Spotify. And I think we will see you guys next week for our postmortem media.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.